Hello people, very good evening to all of you. So guys, we started a brand new topic in the last class, which is issue of debenture, a part of company accounts. So guys, we understood that normally a company can raise its funds through two ways. Primarily, first being equity, which is capital from its shareholders in form of equity share capital and preference share capital. Second is through debt, right? In debt, they can take loan from bank, they can take loan from third party, they can take money by way of issuing debentures, they can take money by way of issuing bonds, they can take money by way of issuing public deposits, so on. So we are discussing the concept of debt, and more specifically we are discussing how do we do the accounting treatment for debenture. So debenture is a kind of a loan that a company takes, money that a company takes from a person, and to that person the company issues a document called as debenture certificate. Debenture certificate will consist of all the details, what amount has been taken, how many number of debentures has been issued, what is its face value, when the money is going to be repaid, when is the interest going to be paid, what is the interest rate, everything will be mentioned in detail in the debenture certificate. It is exactly like your share certificate, right? Then we understood that debenture comes with certain types of features. That debenture is secured in nature. Secured debentures means once the loan is being taken, from the public, the loan is protected against the asset, which means that if the company is not in position to repay the loan, the asset of the business or the company can be sold, and whatever money generated out of that, first it will be given to the debenture holders, and surplus, if any, it will be taken by the company for its other purposes, right? So that is secured debenture. We can secure the assets by two ways: by creating a fixed charge or by creating a fluctuating charge. Fixed charge means what? You're creating a charge against a specific asset. So let's suppose I'm giving 10 lakh rupees to the company. I say that my loan should be specifically secured against only land. So if it is against a specific asset, it is a fixed charge. Fluctuating means what? I'm securing my loan against any asset which is other than fixed charges assets. Correct, no? So that is secured in nature. Unsecured means what? There is no security for the money which has been given. At the time of winding up, if the company is not in position to pay any money, then Govinda, oh Govinda. So that is your secured and unsecured debentures. Then we learned redeemable debentures. Debentures can be redeemed. In that document, there'll be a time period specified. So based on that, it will be redeemed. If the document says that it will be redeemed after 5 years, then after 5 years, it will get redeemed. Irredeemable means what? It doesn't mean that they'll not give the money back. They'll give the money back, but only at the time of binding up. So that is redeemable debentures and irredeemable debentures. Next is registered. Registered debentures means the company in their register will make a specific note. Okay, this 10 lakh rupees has come from Yash. Okay, this 5 lakh rupees has come from Priyansh. Like that, they'll mention the specific name in the register. And the beauty of this is that when the principal is repaid, it will be paid to the person whose name is mentioned in the register. The interest will be paid to the person whose name is mentioned in the register. That is why the register is very important. So the register will determine who is getting the principal repayment and who is getting the interest. That is registered debenture. Bearer debenture means what? The company will not make any note of the name of the person who's giving the debenture. They'll give you a document. Whoever is holding the document till the end, and whoever is coming and producing the document, he will get the repayment of the debentures. And along with the debenture certificate, there'll be coupon attached, interest coupons. So whoever is coming and producing that coupon, he'll get interest. Right? So in registered debentures, if you want to transfer it, you need to execute a transfer deed. Only then the debentures can be transferred. So there's a complicated procedure. Whereas in bearer debenture, if I want to transfer the debenture from one name to another name, I will hand over the document. I means what? Debenture holder. So let's suppose the initial debenture holder debenture was issued to Yash. Yash no longer wants to be part of this company as a debenture holder. He can just hand over the document to Priyansh and get 10 lakhs from it. Now, who is entitled to get 10 lakhs from the company on repayment? Priyansh is entitled. So that is the concept of bearer debenture. Next is convertible debentures. So we understood that convertible debentures means the debenture which will be converted into equity shares after a particular point of time. The benefit of converting into equity shares is that you can trade your shares on the stock exchange, right? So that is one beauty. Second is that you'll get dividend, and sometimes dividend can be more than the interest on debentures. So these are the two advantages of converting into equity. Non-convertible means what? Till the end, the debenture will be only debenture, will not convert into equity. So that is non-convertible for you. So I stopped the theory discussion here. So I'll just continue forward. I think from here we moved on to doing practical questions, if I'm not wrong. We did illustration 1 and 2, correct? So now we'll come back and do a little bit of theory, and then we'll head towards the third illustration. The debenture trust deed. Company issuing debentures to public, which is done by the listed public company. Only listed public company can issue the debentures to the public. Private companies cannot issue debentures to the public. They can issue through private placement. Unlisted public company cannot issue the debentures to the public. It can do through the private placement. So only a listed public company can issue the debentures to the public. So when the company is issuing debentures to public, it is required to appoint a trustee and execute a trust deed. So when the debenture has been issued to public, to protect the interest of the debenture holder, there has to be somebody who can talk on behalf of debenture holders. Now, like we have this thing for labor, there is a union leader. Have you heard in movies that in big factories where 1,000 people are working, for all those 1,000 people there'll be union leader. What is the role of the union leader? To voice out the things in favor of the workers, laborers. So like that here, a trustee has been appointed who will take care of the interest of the debenture holders. And to appoint a trustee, you need to execute a trust deed. It is the responsibility of the trustee to protect the interest of the debenture holder through the power granted by the trustee. In the trust deed, what are the powers of a trustee? It will be given. And a trustee can act according to the powers that has been granted in the trust deed. Am I clear with this point? No big rocket science. Disclosure of debentures in balance sheet. Very simple. 3 types of classifications can come. If now, simple. Today we are in what date? 24th of December 2021. Today we are issuing a debenture with the condition that this will be repaid after 3 years. Tell me when this money will be repaid. So this is 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So this is 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25. Tell me guys, when will the debentures be redeemed? Here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So which means 23 December 2024 will be repaid. Clear, no? Now we are here. In this balance sheet, let's suppose the debenture is worth 10 lakh rupees. This 10 lakh worth debenture in my books of accounts, under what category I'll classify? See, 4 categories under liability. First 2 categories not applicable. First category is what? Shareholders funds. This is debt. Shareholders funds is pertaining to equity. So I'll not classify that. Second is share application money pending allotment. So वहाँ पे भी नहीं आएगा. Third is what? Non-current liability. Fourth is current liability. So now this 10 lakh rupees in the balance sheet on the liability side, will you classify under current liability or non-current liability? So under non-current liability, you will classify this 10 lakh rupees as long-term borrowing. Clear, no? Now, in the second year, that is in the financial year 22-23. In 22-23, where will you classify? Very simple, no? Again, this is the balance sheet date. From this balance sheet date, within 1 year, are we paying? No. All of you have studied the financial statement chapter properly. This is the balance sheet date for classification. From here, within 1 year, if I'm able to make the repayment, then it is current liability, or else it is non-current liability. So by that virtue, can I say even the next year is non-current liability? 10 lakh. Clear? Let's talk about the financial year 23-24. Here, if I classify the balance sheet, which category? Current liability, because from this balance sheet date, if I calculate 12 months, this is the benchmark date. Within the benchmark date, we are going to make the payment. Therefore, it is a current liability. Under current liability, which category? Under other current liabilities, which category? Current maturities on long-term debt. Current maturities on long-term debt or long-term borrowing. Are we clear with the classification? So here, current liability. In current liability, it will be other current liability. In other current liability, current maturities under long-term borrowing. current maturities under long-term borrowing. So you classified something as a long-term borrowing. Now it is currently matured to be paid for the next year. On the contrary, let's suppose I've issued the debenture here. Okay, second debenture for 5 lakh here, with the condition that this will be paid within 1 year, which means what? I'll be paying this money here, 23 December 2023. So here, if I have to create a balance sheet, this 5 lakh will be classified under non-current liability or current liability? Current liability. Under current liability? Short-term borrowings. Here it is, other current liabilities. So when a long-term debenture is due to be paid within the next 1 year, then it goes to other current liability, and from other current liability under that current maturities on long-term debt. But whereas when the debenture is issued in the beginning itself for short-term period, then it will go to your current liability, and under current liability it will go to short-term borrowing, not other current liability. Are we clear with this classification? That's why I told you financial statement chapter is that important. So we did it very gradually, very slowly, so that now the classification will have no problem. So this is what has been explained here in this entire theory, which I'm not running through. You've answered yourself. So we'll directly apply this concept in the practical problem. Am I clear with this? If anybody's got any doubt, please feel free to ask me after the class. Then we understood that debentures can be issued for a consideration in cash. It can be issued for a consideration other than cash. And the accounting treatment is pretty much similar to what we have studied in accounting for share capital. This is the new concept where the debentures can be issued as a collateral security. So that is something which we are going to study as a new thing in this chapter. Here, debentures can be issued at par. Debentures can be issued at premium, just like your issue of shares. But shares cannot be issued at discount. It can be reissued at discount. Exception, there was an ESOP. ESOP can be issued at discount. Sweat equity shares could be issued at discount. Only that was an exception. Other than that, if any share I issued for the first time, I was not allowed to issue at discount. Whereas reissue was possible at discount. But here, boss, right from the very beginning, debentures are allowed to be issued at discount. And today we'll see the accounting treatment of this. Very, very important. And definitely this aspect only, you will get a lot of questions. Debentures cannot be simultaneously issued at premium and discount both. Not possible. Either it can be at premium or it can be at discount or it can be at par. So all the three are mutually exclusive. Clear with this point? Okay. So when I told that shares can be issued, it can be issued in lump sum, which means what? The entire money, let's suppose the face value is 100 rupees, you collect the entire face value in one shot. That is called as lump sum. Accounting treatment very much similar to what we did for equity share capital, and that we did in the last class also. And also you can collect this in installments, like for application 20 rupees, allotment 30 rupees, first call, second call, like that. Even here also you have the installment system. Accounting treatment very much similar to the issue of share capital. Till this comfortable, I give a quick recap of what we did in the last class. So now we'll head towards the next illustration, guys, which is illustration number 3, which is the concept of issue of debentures at premium. All of you know what is premium. If I collect the money over and above the face value, that is called as premium. Debentures are said to have been issued at premium when the issue price of a debenture is more than the nominal value of the debenture. For example, if a debenture of 100 rupees is issued for 110, so 10 rupees is premium. So premium on issue of debenture is what kind of a receipt? It is a capital receipt. That is why the premium we record in the security premium reserve. And where do we post it? Balance sheet, no. So any receipt we post in balance sheet means it is a capital receipt. Had it been revenue receipt, it would have gone to P&L. So this is not going to P&L because this is not your revenue receipt. It is your capital receipt. So please take a highlighter and highlight this point. Premium is a capital receipt and is credited to the security premium reserve account. Same reserve. SPR account is the same account. If you remember, when we issued the shares at premium, so that premium we took it to SPR account. So same thing, this also will go to SPR account only. If the question does not specify when the premium is to be paid, it is assumed to have been paid along with the allotment money. Can somebody explain me this point? Yes. Question will say that debenture is issued at premium. But when premium is collected, whether it is collected at the application stage or whether it is collected at the allotment stage or whether it is collected at the call stage, nothing is specified. Nothing is given. So I have to make an assumption there. So the assumption will be that the premium is collected at the allotment stage. So this assumption is very, very important. Take a highlighter and highlight this point. We'll do a question where this point is getting utilized. We'll see a question where premium has been collected, but when it is collected, it is not mentioned. So this assumption is very, very crucial. Apart from that, the next point is that utilization of SPR. This we have studied elaborately in the share capital chapter. So I'll give a quick recap. So whatever premium you're collecting, let's suppose 100 rupees, 110 rupees is the issue price. Okay. In that 100 rupees is your face value and 10 rupees is your SPR. So this 100 rupees will go to your debenture as a loan, which means you can utilize this money for whatever purpose you want. You would have mentioned in the prospectus the purpose, no, for which why you're collecting the money from public. For that purpose, you can utilize this 100 rupees. But this 10 rupees over and above what you're collecting, no, you cannot utilize this money freely. It comes with restrictions. The restrictions we discussed in that chapter, the same restriction, same thing is continued. This 10 rupees can be utilized for the purpose of writing off the preliminary expenses. What is preliminary expenses? Before the company is born, what is the date of birth of the company? Certificate. When you get the date of the certificate of incorporation, that is the date of birth. So before the incorporation, before the baby is born, there's a lot of medical expenditure. Genuinely, trust me, I've done all that. I know it is there. So before the baby is born, there's a lot of visits you have to make to hospital. There's a lot of money spent. Same way, when the company is being created, you need to appoint, let's suppose, a CA or a lawyer or a CS who can do the incorporation work. There's a lot of paper work that needs to be done. It needs to be submitted. So will that person do it free of cost? No. So that cost is a preliminary expenses. Apart from that, you need to pay certain registration fee to ROC. So at the time of incorporation or before the incorporation, there is expenses that is incurred. So those expenses are termed as preliminary expenses. So you would say, sir, expenses means nominal account. I'll straight away take it to P&L. You're right. You're not wrong. But law gives you an option that if you don't want this expenses to be taken to P&L, you can leave it. Because these expenses are happening before the company started doing the business. So this expenses will give a very bad shape to the P&L because it will increase your loss or it will decrease your profit, which is unwanted. So law says that you have two options. If you don't want to take it to P&L, don't take it to P&L. You write off this expenses. You write off these expenses without taking to P&L by way of adjusting against the security premium reserve. So this 10 rupees, which is a credit balance, can be utilized for writing off the preliminary expenses. The accounting entry of which we have already seen in the capital chapter, which you'll see today also. That, I mean, not today. In the upcoming classes, you'll see this entry also. Point number one. Are we clear with this point? Next. We are using the security premium. We're talking about what? Utilization of the premium. We utilize the premium to write off the expenses of or commission paid or discount allowed on debentures of the company. This is what we're going to deal with in this chapter. You'll understand. So here we are allowing the discount. We said that debentures can be issued at discount. Discount is a kind of a loss for you. No? So that loss, you have the option to take it to P&L. But if you don't want to take it to P&L, you can adjust it against the SPR, which we are going to learn today. Practically, we are going to see that today. This entry, you're going to learn it today. Likewise, you'll pay commission. Underwriters. Here also debentures, minimum subscription not met. Then you have to refund it back. If you don't want to refund it back, you will appoint a underwriter. The underwriter will take the debentures to ensure the minimum subscription is being satisfied. He will not do it free of cost. You have to pay commission for that. So that commission you can take as an expense to P&L. But if you don't want to take it, law gives you option to set it off against the SPR itself so that your P&L is not getting dirty. For providing premium payable on redemption of redeemable preference share. See, when you're redeeming the preference share, when you're redeeming the debentures, we studied that it can be redeemed on premium. Redemption on premium means what? While issuing the debenture, you got 100 rupees. But when you're repaying it back, you're giving 110. So 100 rupees you got. From that 100 rupees you're giving. No problem. But extra 10 rupees is given. From where are you giving? From your pocket, which is your loss, which is your expenses. So that also, you can take it to P&L. But if you don't want your P&L to look bad, you can write off against the premium. So the redemption, that is premium payable on redemption of whether preference share or even debentures can be redeemed at premium. You'll take debentures 100 rupees, but redeem 120. That is also allowed. So that extra 20 rupees which is a loss, can be set off against the SPR. Next, for issuing fully paid bonus share. All of you know what is a bonus share. The company is doing extraordinarily well. So let's suppose in that company, you're having 100 shares. The company did extraordinarily well, super duper profit. Now company wants to transfer that benefit to you. So company is issuing additional 100 shares for you. When company is issuing additional 100 shares to you, can I say for the company, the entry will be 2 equity share capital? Because it is capital, so 2 equity share capital. But what will be in debit? Normally when the share is issued, the entry is what? Bank account debit to capital. Paisa is coming in and capital you're issuing. But here, it is bonus. For bonus means company will not take any money from you. So what will I debit here? SPR. SPR is credit balance. So the money that is lying in the SPR account, you're utilizing that for issuing this bonus share. So SPR is a kind of reserve, no? So which means that you're converting this reserve into capital, which means you're getting additional 100 share. Now, what is the benefit of getting additional 100 share? If I sell this 100 shares in market, I'm getting, let's suppose, 1 lakh rupees. Now, if you get additional 100 shares, and if you go and sell this in market, can I say additional without any spending cost, you're getting 1 lakh rupees? It's a benefit for you, no? How many of you trade in share markets? Good. You should not do it because some of your seniors have actually got into trading and they have actually, they have got addicted to it. So it's very, very risky. Good. Getting knowledge is fine. Exploring, getting knowledge is always good, but addiction is bad. Okay, anyways. SPR can be utilized for purchase of its own securities. Have you heard this word buyback? I've issued the shares to you. That time I did not have money, so I took money from you. Now I'm super rich. I don't want your money. So take your capital, take your money, give me the shares back. So when I'm giving your money back, from where am I giving the money? SPR I can give. SPR may have money, take the money, get lost. That is called as buyback. So disclosure of SPR, where do you show it? SPR, where do you disclose in balance sheet? Under first, shareholders funds, under shareholders funds, reserves and surplus. Clear? Can I go forward? No practical questions. Done with theory. Practical questions. Surya Limited. Online students, you're able to follow? Shambhavi, Arman, Darnish?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Danya, Jinay, Rakshita, you're able to follow? I'm not getting reply. Danya, Jinay, Rakshita. Jinay, okay, I understand. Rakshita, Sibi.
Yes, sir.
Sanjay, Snehal, you're able to follow? Somesh, Surya. Guys, no talking. It's getting recorded. Please.
Yes, sir.
Now, Surya Limited issued 10,000, 10% debenture of 100 each at a premium of 10%. I have a lot of questions for all of you. So please concentrate. How many quantity of debenture has been issued? 10,000 quantity. What is the interest percentage? 10%. What is the face value? What is the premium? 10 rupees. Hello. 10 rupees. So what is the issue price? 100 plus 10. 110 is the issue price. Excellent. Payable along with application. What is this point trying to indicate? Payable along with application. See your brain, how it is working. Wonderful. Payable along with application. What is it indicating? You're telling something. Lump sum. They're not telling that premium is payable along with application. They're telling that comma means what? They're talking about issue price being payable upon application. So it means it's a lump sum question. Are you able to follow? This is not an indication about premium. This entire line is focusing on what? Debenture, not premium. The first hero of this line is debenture. Comma means they're trying to indicate about the debenture. So debenture is collected along with application. Application was received for all debentures issued. An allotment was made. Past necessary journal entries, which means this is a 100% at par subscription. So first entry, guys, just like share capital. Money is coming in my bank account. So bank account debit. For how many debentures is coming? This is very much similar to your issue of shares. Same concept. 10,000 debentures has been issued into issue price. Not face value, issue price. So 10,000 into 110. So which is 11 lakh rupees. To debenture application and allotment, this is a temporary liability account. Why? Because again here you need to check for minimum subscription. So if minimum subscription is not met, boss, you have to refund this money. That is why I'm calling it as a temporary liability. If I put here the debenture, like 10% debenture account, it means as if I've created a permanent liability, which means I'm never going to repay this money back. It's not like that. You need to check for minimum subscription, no? So that is why until I satisfy the minimum subscription criteria, the money whatever is collected will be parked in your debenture application and allotment account. If I prepare a balance sheet after this stage, in the bank account I have 11 lakh rupees, and in the liability side, under the heading other current liabilities, I'll be reflecting debenture application allotment 10 lakh rupees. This is the position of the balance sheet after the first entry. Now minimum subscription is satisfied. Now what will you do? You will reverse the temporary liability and create a permanent liability. So I'm reversing 11 lakh rupees to 10% debenture. Always remember, out of 110 rupees what we are collecting, 100 rupees will go, that is the face value, will go to the debenture account, and 10 rupees will go to your premium account. So you need to split it. So 10,000 debentures into 100, 10 lakh will go to your 10% debenture account, and 10,000 debentures into 10 rupees, which is 1 lakh, will go to your SPR account. In this entire journey of writing the journal entries, what is important? Without which you'll get 0. You'll be right with debit credit, you'll be right with the amount. Despite all the effort, no narration, no mark. So please complete this and let me know. Once you've completed this, I'll go forward. If you just write the narration, still you'll get 0 marks. Wonderful thought process. You know, the only genius can get this kind of questions. No, actually, it's a good question because I never highlighted that point. No, so he's getting clarified. So nothing wrong. Good point. Heading is very important in the books of Surya Limited journal entries. If this is not there, no marks. I clarified this last class, but Yash is getting clarified again. That's okay. Guys, no talking. Recording is going on. If you have completed, let me know. I'll go to the next question. Practice. In last term, we didn't do practice because MCQ now. It's all glance. So you forgot how to write it. No, you practice. Break so soon. I'll do after illustration 4. 4th class के बाद दूंगा. So 4th illustration के बाद दूंगा. Online students, have you done with the writing?
Yes, sir.
Can I go to the sir. Guys, no talking. Kitana chintana, no talking. I'll give. Important notes. Very, very important. Now look what question is saying. When issue price is payable in lump sum, the amount received on application is credited to debenture application allotment account. You cannot just write debenture application because in lump sum, application and allotment happen simultaneously. So the name will be this properly. Point number 1 to be noted. This has to be highlighted. When issue price is payable in installment, the amount received on application is going only to the debenture application account because allotment will happen after that. No. So in the first one, in lump sum, it is debenture application and allotment account, which is the temporary liability name. Second case, when it's installment, it is debenture application account only. Next, the amount of premium is presumed to be payable along with allotment money if not stated otherwise. The same above point. The question is silent. That premium is collected at what stage? If nothing is mentioned. So it is always presumed to have been collected at the allotment stage. So with that understanding, guys, let's do illustration number 4. Lemon Tree Limited issued 5,000 9% debenture of 100 each at a premium of 20%, payable on application 50 rupees and allotment balance. So my question to all of you, what company is this? Private company or a public company? Because word limited is given. So public company. How many debentures quantity is issued? 5,000. Debenture or share capital? Percentage of interest? Excellent. Face value? 100. Premium? 20 rupees. So issue price 120. Excellent. So this 120 is collected 50 at the time of application and balances. My question to all of you. This question is involving a premium, but they have not mentioned where premium is collected. So can I say that 50 rupees includes premium? So we'll believe that this 70 rupees includes premium money. 70 of allotment includes premium. Yes, boss. Then no allotment means full money is collected at the application stage. Okay. So out of the 70 rupees, 20 rupees is premium, 50 rupees is face value. Am I clear with this? Okay. Lump sum question or installment? Applications were received for debentures issued and also the amount due on allotment. So no problem. Nobody is ditched. Everybody is paid the money properly. Past journal entries for the above. Excellent. In the books of Lemon Tree Limited, journal entries, heading is important. Please note it down. Why is Darnish not here? Okay. So first entry, guys, very simple. So first is application stage. So entry will be what? Bank account debit to debenture application, because this is installment. So bank account debit to debenture application. So it is number of debentures issued quantity into the application money. So 5,000 to 50 is 2,50,000 being debenture application money received. Second entry, after this you check for minimum subscription. Minimum subscription is met, you will reverse the temporary liability and create a permanent liability. So here there is no premium collected because premium is collected at the allotment stage. So I'll reverse the temporary liability, which is debenture application, to 9% debenture. If you don't put this prefix 9%, no marks. So to 9% debenture, 2,50,000, 2,50,000 rupees. Any problem? So this is the completion of the first stage. Please complete this. Note it down. Where is your notebook? Nahi laya. Bahut badhiya. All those people who are not having your notebooks, you have to ensure that when you come, you have to get me a big diary book. तो तेरे को नहीं बोला, मैं इसको बोलूं. तेरा किटकैट बाकी है रे, अभी मेरे को देना. हाँ, कहाँ दिया मैं? कहाँ दिया? मैं खरीदा ही नहीं, दिया ही नहीं. अरे मेरी बीवी डांटेगी यार, अभी तो वो पूछी है. दिया ना फिर दिवाली ए सी दिस गर्ल दिवाली के लिए मिठाई दिया कि नहीं दिया? दिवाली आई गिव मिठाई, नो होममेड मिठाई आई गिव दिवाली. तू लिया नहीं, तू रुक जा. Okay. Bala Suresh was there, Shrikant was there. I got that homemade sweet. No. You were absent that day. That is not my fault. Now, क्या? हाँ. Okay. Now. वो गलती तेरी है ना फिर. ठीक है, दे दूँगा पक्का. हाँ? नहीं था वो था. Okay, now. Second. Oh, hello. Second installment. Yeah, that's what I forgot. See, second installment, allotment. So here now one thing is created, guys. What is that created? Trust is created. See, in the first case, what happens? You take Dudu, that is money, and then you give him debenture. Because first time the trust is not there. Now second stage trust is created. Now first you give him debenture, and you collect the money later, because trust is created. So we have to pass a due entry, which is a trust entry. So trust entry means what? Debenture allotment account debit. You're creating an asset. Why are you creating an asset? To remember that you have to collect this money from somebody in future. Asset means two things. Either you own something or you expect to receive that money in future. So when I expect to receive something in future, for that I create asset by name of debenture allotment. That is debited. Two things will come here. One will be the face value that will be going to your debenture account, and the premium will go to your SPR account. Now here people make mistake. So out of flow, what they do is they take the entire 70 rupees into the 9% debenture account. If you do so, you are screwed. So here 5,000 debentures into 50 rupees. So 5 is 25, 250 will go to your debenture account, and 5,000 into 20 will go to your premium account. So this is the due entry passed. So being allotment money along with the premium due. Next is what? This money is received. Bank account debit to debenture allotment. So once the money is received from asset, so what entry do we pass when the debtor gives money? Bank to debtor. So here also bank to debenture allotment. Game over. Any difficulty? Any big rocket science? Jujubi. Very easy. Till this, it is easy. Okay. Till this, whatever we did is something which is very similar to your share capital. But next concept, what we're going to discuss is unique. So here, 100% concentration, or is your royalty screw. So we'll take a break. Yeah, of course, of course, of course. So guys, let's take a quick break of 9 minutes. Then we'll come back and continue with the next concept. Sometimes I tend to be large-hearted. Hello guys, now let's continue with the next topic, the interesting topic. My most favorite topic. Issue of debenture at discount. Guys, no talking, please. Debentures are said to have been issued at discount when the issue price is less than its nominal value. For example, the debenture of face value 100 rupees is issued at 95 rupees. It means that debenture are issued at discount of 5 rupees. Very simple concept. See, issue price ka formula, what we learned, face value plus SPR. Now here, issue price formula will be face value minus discount. If face value is 100 rupees and discount is 5 rupees, what is my issue price? 95. That's what is discount. Debenture account is credited with the nominal face value. Now, this is the highlight point here. Hello. Debenture account is credited with the nominal face value. What do you mean by this? Debenture account is credited. When you create that 9% debenture account to 10% debenture, that time when you credit, the rule in the premium and the rule at discount is same. We will always credit with the face value. So here also it is at face value only. So debenture account is credited with the nominal face value of the debentures, and discount will be debited to the discount on issue of debentures account. So take a highlighter, highlight this point, the way I have highlighted. So practically you will understand what I'm trying to say. Discount is presumed to have been allowed on allotment. That is, allotment money is taken as net of discount. Now same point here guys. The question does not state when the discount is given. Should I adjust discount at the application stage or should I adjust the discount at the allotment stage? If I'm not clear, the assumption will be, Mansi, that will be adjusted at allotment stage. Accounting treatment, we'll see. I'll take you straight away to next illustration number 5. And then we'll come back to these 3 examples. Nitro Limited issued 20,000 debentures, 20,000, 9% debenture of 100 each at a discount of 4% on 1st April 2021. So it is a public limited company issuing 20,000 quantity of debentures and the percentage is 9% interest, face value is 100 and discount is 4%. So what is the discount value? Discount value. Premium you calculate on what? Face value. Discount you will calculate on the face value. So 4% on 100 is 4 rupees. So discount is 4 rupees. So what is my issue price? 96. Issue price is 96. Excellent. Payable 30 on application. So out of this 96, 30 is paid on application and balance is how much? 66. 66 or 76? 66 on allotment. The debentures are redeemable after 5 years. So what are they trying to indicate? So no, it's redeemable after 5 years. So it is a non-current liability. It's a long-term borrowing. Past journal entries for the issue of debentures and writing off of discount. Now here, discount has been, discount needs to be treated at what stage? Application stage or allotment stage? Nothing is mentioned. So it is allotment stage. So assumption is applied here. First entry guys, the debenture is issued on 1st April 2021. So what is the application entry? Bank account debit to debenture application account. Now the question people ask me is, sir, can we put a prefix 9% here? Your choice. No compulsion here. If you want to put it, you can put it, or else you can leave it. So bank to debenture application. How many debentures has been issued? 20,000 debentures. And at the time of application, how much rupees is collected? So 20,000 to 30 is 6 lakh. Then you reverse the temporary liability. That is, before this, you check for minimum subscription. If minimum subscription is satisfied, you will reverse the temporary liability and create a permanent liability in the debenture account. And this 30 rupees is the face value, boss. Correct, no? So 20,000 into same 30, you will get 6 lakh rupees. Always remember that the question told you, like the theory which I told you to highlight in yellow, It said that you will credit the debenture account with the face value. So you credited the face value 30 rupees. So what is the balance face value? See, this 96 rupees, this 30 is your issue price and 66 is issue price. I don't want this. I want that 100 rupees is the face value. In that 30 is collected towards application. Remaining 70 will be accounted at the allotment stage. And the point is very clearly told that debenture account will be credited with the nominal value, that is the face value. So you have credited the debenture account 1 with the nominal value, which is 30 rupees. So balance 70 you will credit in the next stage. So second stage, guys. What is the second stage? Now that money is collected, now that the debenture is allotted, what is created? Trust is created. So we have to pass a due entry. What is a due entry? Due entry means I'll create asset to remember to collect money in future by way of debiting debenture allotment. And credit will be what? To 9% debenture. Correct, no? Now listen to me very carefully. The 66 rupees will go where? 66 rupees is issue price. So 20,000 into 66 is 30,20,000. Please multiply and tell me. Multiply and tell me. वैसे करने से मेरे को भी नहीं आएगा. Multiply करना है. ये मैडम देख 20,000 into 66 करना क्या है? 20,000 into 66 is how much? 20. Okay. And debentures will be created with face value. What is the total face value? 100. Total face value 100. Out of 100, 30 is already created in the first stage. So what is the balance? Balance face value 70. So 20,000 into 70 rupees. So you have credited with 70 rupees, debited with 66 rupees. What is the difference? 4 rupees, which is what? वही तो पूछ रहा हूं मैं. 70 rupees is credited per debenture, debited is 66. इसका difference क्या है? 4 rupees, which is your discount. So when I give debentures, when I issue debentures in the debenture account, it should be always face value. See, I'm issuing a discount. Issuing a discount means what? This phone, which is worth 100 rupees, I'm collecting only 96. But when I repay this money back, I'll have to pay full face value only, full 100 rupees. So how will I know that I need to pay full 100 rupees? I need to account it somewhere. No. So when you record 100 rupees face value in the 9% debenture account, this is an indication that you're remembering to pay 100 rupees back. Discount concept is what? Collecting is 96. While giving, you'll give 100 rupees. While collecting the debentures, while issuing the debentures, you're issuing it for 96 rupees. But while redeeming it, you'll redeem for 100 rupees. But you're redeeming it after 5 years. How will you remember that you have to redeem 100 rupees? Somewhere in the accounts, it has to be there. No. Accounts is the information which is giving us the remembrance. Okay, do this, do that. So here when I record 9% debenture account, 100 rupees face value has been recorded in the liability side. So 9% debenture account mein 100 rupees you'll record on the liability side, which means when I'm redeeming, I'll redeem 100 rupees. But in the bank which I collected only 96 rupees. So balance 4 rupees is what? Loss. Loss always is recorded which side? Asset side. The P&L debit balance. Where did we see in the balance sheet? If you remember in partnership chapter, there was P&L loss, P&L appropriation loss. Where did we account in balance sheet? Liability side or asset side? Asset side. If P&L is coming on liability side, it indicates profit. If loss is coming on the asset side, it indicates loss. So if you look at the balance sheet after this, guys, 100 rupees ka liability is there on the liability side, out of which 96 rupees has come. So what happened to balance 4 rupees? Not come. That is a loss. So discount on issue of debenture is a loss. Debit all expense and losses. And losses will appear on the asset side until you write off. Until you write off. So what is the entry here? This entry is very, very crucial. This is something new for all of you. In fact, this is not new. You are already familiar with this. Tell me, at the allotment stage, if I'm issuing this debenture at premium, what is the entry? Debenture allotment account debit to 9% debenture to SPR. My question to all of you. When I record the value here, at what value I record? Face value. So whether it is a premium issue or whether it is a discount, first, this will always be at face value. Now, what will be the entry for loss? Debenture allotment, no change. to 9% debenture, face value, no change. It's only that premium is a gain, capital receipt, whereas discount is a capital loss. So debit all expense and losses because discount is a nominal account now. So discount on issue of debentures. So this SPR ke badal will go to discount on debit side, opposite. Now will you forget this entry? I'm just giving a comparison between premium and discount. This will come, but it will take some practice. So are we clear with this? So this will be nothing but number of debentures issued into the issue price. So issue price is 66. That is the balance issue price. Here there will be number of debentures into discount value. And here it will be number of debentures into face value. That is a balance face value. Am I clear with this point? Now, trust is created, due entry is recorded. Next stage is what? Receive money. So bank account debit, you reverse the temporary liability. See, out of the 70 rupees, you also know that 66 rupees only are going to receive because 4 rupees you gave us a discount now. So you'll get 66. So 30,20,000 only will come to your bank account. Correct now? So bank account debit to reversal of asset, debenture allotment. This is the completion of your second stage. With this, the entry is over. But one thing you have to remember. See, security premium is a capital receipt. But discount can be capital loss or it can be a revenue loss. Discount can be a capital loss or it can be a revenue loss. Capital loss when it becomes, when you try to adjust. Now this discount, guys, if you remember, we studied a point regarding SPR, utilization of premium. In that we studied one point. Second point, if you remember, I can utilize premium to set off the discount allowed on debentures, which means what? This loss which is happening because of discount, I will have the first option to take it as a loss in the P&L. But if you don't want to do that, you can adjust against SPR. So if you're adjusting your discount against SPR, then it is a capital loss. If you don't have SPR, then the straightaway option is you have to take it to P&L. So you'll take this to P&L and record it as a revenue loss. Now look at this question and tell me, do you have the premium given in this question? Before I record this 80,000 in my P&L, before I take this 80,000 to P&L, you need to check the question and tell me if you have two things, SPR and capital reserve. Even capital reserve is allowed to be set off. I didn't read it here. Yes. Even capital reserve is allowed to be used as a set off. You know what is capital reserve? If you remember in the share capital chapter, when you reissued the forfeited share, to that extent, unutilized amount you transfer to capital reserve. Now the question that you had in your mind is, sir, what will I do with that capital reserve? Capital reserve, you use it for setting off. Like SPR, even capital reserve, you use it for setting off, which this discount on loss on discount on issue of debentures. So now in this question, guys, is there anywhere a mention of capital reserve or SPR? Is there any mention of capital reserve or SPR? Which means that I cannot set off against this. So the only option I have is to transfer this to where? P&L. When you recorded, remember 11th standard, when you recorded the purchase entry, sale entry, expense entry, you recorded purchase account debit to cash, cash account debit to sales. Then you passed a transfer entry, closing entry. You remember what is a closing entry? When you're recording purchase entry, it is going to purchase account. When you're recording sales entry, it goes to sales account. When you record stationery expense entry, it goes to stationery expense account. When all my expenses income are scattered in different ledger, how on earth am I supposed to calculate the profit? For me to calculate the profit and loss, I need to bring all the income expenses together. No? If I bring them together in one place, then only I can add and subtract and do the net result. So the concept of transfer entry, closing entry, which means what? All the expenses in income, you need to transfer to one single place, which is either to trading account or P&L account or P&L appropriation account. So this also, guys, this is a loss which needs to be transferred to which account? P&L account. Here, anyways, we don't have trading in P&L account concept. It is only one statement of P&L. So straight away it will go to statement of P&L. So when I record a purchase entry, what is a purchase entry? Purchase to cash or creditor. When I do a transfer entry, what do? I need to transfer this purchase. When I create purchase, it is debit. When I transfer, I have to give a credit. So it will be trading account to purchase. So purchase debit, purchase credit gone, which means what? Purchase you created, purchase account got created for or at the time of purchase, and it is getting closed at the time of transfer to trading account. Similarly, guys, you debited discount here. You have to transfer this to P&L account. No. So it is in debit now. When I transfer this, I have to give a credit. So to discount an issue of debentures, I'm giving a credit. And you go to your statement of P&L account, which is your finance cost. Now in statement of P&L, what is the headings? In the expenses, first heading of expenses, cost of material consumed. Second is purchase of stock in trade. Third is change in inventory of stock in trade, work in progress, finished goods. Fourth is employee benefit. Fifth is finance cost. Sixth is depreciation and amortization. Seventh is other expenses. So now this discount on issue of debentures is going to which category of statement of P&L? It is a finance cost. No. What is finance cost? If the company is raising finance through loan, on that the interest what you pay is the finance cost. No. So this will go under statement of P&L, go to finance cost. Are we clear with this point? Now I'll be doing 3 examples. Okay, we have balance sheet to do. Do we have balance sheet? No. Okay. So we saw a case where what is the treatment of discount? We saw it is transferred to P&L. Now I'll do 3 examples to see what happens to the discount. Are you clear with this illustration 4? All of you. Babisha feeling sleepy? Drink some water. We'll be fine. I can see from you. Intel Limited issued 10,000 7% debenture of 100 each at a discount of 10%. So what is my face value? Face value 100. Discount? Issue price? Okay. It has security premium reserve of 150. Discount. So what is the total amount of discount? If you can multiply and tell me. See, 10 rupees is discount you told. How many debentures is issued? 10,000. So 10,000 into 10 rupees. See, 10,000 debentures you're issuing. For each debenture, there is a loss of 10 rupees. So total debenture loss is 1 lakh. This 1 lakh will be first set off against SPR. If SPR is not sufficient, you will take the help of capital reserve. If capital reserve also is not available, third you will transfer to your statement of P&L. Now here, before I record this 1 lakh to P&L, first I need to check if there is a SPR. SPR is there? SPR is there, no? Which is 1.5 lakh. So before I set off, guys, SPR is currently in my liability side reflecting at 1.5 lakh rupees. Do you agree with me? Now I need to adjust it. Adjusting means what? I'm going to utilize SPR. If I utilize SPR, my SPR is going to increase or decrease? SPR is going to decrease. To decrease liability, will I debit or credit? Debit. So SPR account debit. SPR account debit. Which means when we are utilizing SPR, we are eating away the discount. Discount is loss. When we eat away discount, discount has to be credited. If you remember, before this entry, we passed one entry. What entry? Debenture allotment account debit. Discount on issue account debit to 9% debenture. So before this entry, guys, this entry would have been recorded. So discount is recorded in the books of account as a loss. Now we are either adjusting it. Adjusting against these two. If these two are not available, we'll transfer it to P&L. So here or way, both this means transfer entry or a closing entry. So SPR account debit, utilizing your liability by giving a debit, and we are knocking off the loss. To increase loss, debit, which we did it here. To decrease loss, we are giving a credit. So 1 lakh rupees. Are we clear with this? Can I go to example 2? Rehan Limited issued 20,000 6% debenture of 100 each at a discount of 10%. What is my face value? Issue discount? Issue price? It has balance in SPR account, which is 150, and capital reserve 80. So what is the discount, total discount, guys? 20,000 debenture has been issued quantity, and each debenture is issued at a loss of 10 rupees. So 20,000 to 10, 2 lakh rupees is loss. So when I recorded this debenture, the entry would have been passed as debenture allotment account debit, discount on issue of debentures account debit to 9% or 10% or 6% debenture. The discount would have got created. The discount which is got created. Now what do I do with that? That we are going to learn. So what is the first adjustment you will do? You will adjust this 2 lakh rupees against SPR. Do you have SPR? Yes. So SPR I'm adjusting first 150. Now still it is not sufficient. So I'll go and seek help from capital reserve. Capital reserve, how much is available? 80 is available. But do I need 80 fully? No, I need only balance 50. So capital reserve 50 to discount 2 lakh. So before you adjusted, SPR was how much? 1.5 and capital reserve was how much? 0.8. Now after this entry, SPR will become and capital reserve will become 0.3. ए 80 में से 50 गया तो 30 क्या करती है? Example 2 clear? Comfortable? This is something new we learned today. This is not there in your capital chapter. Example 3. With this, we'll wind up today's session. See, I can see a lot of smiling faces. Now, control. Citizen Limited issued 10,000 6% debenture of 100 each at a discount of 10%. Face value. Issue price. Discount. Okay. Discount has been issued at a discount of 10%, redeemable at 10% premium. Issue at discount, redemption at premium. So when you issued, that time also loss. When you're redeeming, that time also loss. So when you got the money, you got how much rupees? 90 rupees in your bank account. We are not done. Hello. Very important point. Now when you're repaying, what is the repayment price? Always premium on face value. So face value is 100 rupees. You're redeeming at premium 110. So 100 plus 10 rupees, which is 110. You got 90 rupees, but you're repaying 110. So excess, how much from your pocket you're paying? 20 rupees. So there's a total loss of 20 rupees. Deadly question, I'm telling you. Some people are blank. Like, what did I miss? You missed something very big. I can see a lot of blank faces because they're lost here and there. They thought example 3 is like example 1 and 2. Continuation will be easy, but they didn't expect that the big bamboo will come. Brinda's like, oh shit, I missed it. You missed it? No? Okay, I'll read one more time. This debenture is issued at a discount of 10 rupees. So 100 में से 10 rupees you gave discount, 90 rupees only is coming into bank account. But when you're repaying, you're redeeming at 10% premium. Premium is also calculated on the face value. So 100 rupees per 10 rupees means 110 rupees. So you're repaying 110 rupees. You got 90, but you're repaying 110. So how much is the loss? 20 rupees is your loss. 20 rupees per debenture, there's a loss. And you have issued 10,000 debentures. So what is your total loss? 2 lakh rupees is your total loss. If anybody is not clear, let me know. Online students, you're able to follow Shambhavi, Arman, Dharnesh, Danya, Jinay, Rakshita, Sipi, Sanjay, Snehal, Sumesh, Surya. Are you clear how 2 lakh rupees is loss?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Loss is of 2 types. One, loss at the time of discount. One, loss at the time of redeeming at premium. These two will amount a loss. So 2 lakh rupees is total loss. So I need to first adjust against SPR. Second, against capital reserve. If these are not available, I'll transfer this to P&L. So to set off this 2 lakh rupees, do I have SPR? Yes, 175. Do I have capital reserve? No. So the difference of 25,000 will be transferred to your P&L account, debit all expense and losses. So statement of P&L 25,000 to loss on issue of debentures. Here, now a lot of questions, guys, will be twisted based on this, and they'll ask you. 2 lakh, how did it come? I told you, no, Brinda. Okay, guys, once again, hold on, once again. What is the discount value, Kana? 10 rupees is the discount. Can I say this is a loss for you? When you're redeeming it, you're redeeming for a premium, which means 90 rupees you got. When you're redeeming it, you're redeeming 110 rupees. Chariya, 90 rupees you got. 10 rupees is loss. 10 rupees is premium. So 10 rupees is discount. 10 rupees is premium. So 20 rupees is the total loss. So 10 rupees loss in the beginning, 10 rupees loss at the end. So total loss is 20 rupees per debenture. How many debenture? 10,000 into 20 is 2 lakh rupees. Now clear? Okay. Online students comfortable?
Yes.
Guys, I'm telling you, from here on, all the question is going to be based on this example only. And from here, every question will get more twisted. If you're not here with this, you will not understand the upcoming questions. Online students, please confirm if you're clear or not clear.
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Clear?
Clear.
Excellent. Excellent. So guys, that's all from my end for today's class. I'll see you all in the next class, guys. Until then, bye-bye. See you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.